In this case, they want to keep the margin up. That's the first thing you always do. Try to minimize the fixed cost. And in this case, they remove the fixed cost by closing a couple of factories. Bud Light is still being slammed on the social media. Like we said, social media, nothing has changed. They have been slammed for saying the best beer is an open beer. I mean, these days they're being slammed for anything. They can even say Modelo is the best beer, and people would say, "Shame on you! You're promoting. Are you trying to tank Modelo as well?" It's getting crazy out here, guys. It's getting crazy. People are writing down the best woman is a. Should I say a biological woman? That's what they say, guys. Don't. It's not my word. It's look at here. It says this is what the people are saying. So people are anyway. Archie, you want to say something?
Yeah, you showed that's not the only one, KR.
Yeah, I have another one as well.
Well,
come on, man. What are we doing, guys? You rather drink that you tried before? Are you saying? Are you telling to us you've already tried it?
Bum bum bum. Well, I think that.
Why did you play that one?
what we can.
Come on, man. Anyway, continue. Yes, what you can.
Well, we can talk about. I mean, very shortly about the whole Miss Netherlands. The whole Miss Netherlands thing. If you look at the comments, you get the same comments, man. You really get the same comments. So it seems to be a trend. And some people are like,
"Give me a break."
Other people are like,
"I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care."
And yeah, at the end of the day, I think this is something that it's not something that's going away. At least the discussion, it's not a discussion that's going to go away for the time being.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a discussion that will stay here. And for Bud Light, it won't go away for at least these upcoming months. People will continue to remember them, what the mistakes they made in March. Or the mistakes they made in their eyes, in this case. But the Budweiser CEO thinks very different about this.
He's optimistic.
He's very optimistic. During the call, Doukeris spoke extensively about Bud Light's issue, and he started by trying to minimize the Mulvaney promotion. Let me start by clarifying a few facts. This was a result of one can. It was not made for production or sale to the general public. It was one post, not a formal campaign or advertisement.
Backtrack.
I don't know if that's a backtrack or not. Or is he trying to do a Ocean Gate? It never existed, guys. It's in your mind. There is a movie, by the way, about... What's the topic about again? There's a movie about a hypnotist, basically telling people, "I'm not your enemy, you're your enemy." And then the guys walk toward each other and try to... I don't know the movie. It seems like a good movie.
Is that Jersey Shore?
I saw.
I don't remember seeing a hypnotist, but there was a lot of dudes walking against each other.
Like the NPCs.
Yeah.
Anyway, the CEO also said Bud Light is a very important to our U.S. business. Let me share my screen again. And it would never, I would never minimize the situation. However, seeing the context of a global company provides perspective. Basically, the Doukeris said that the company was big enough and that it could weather the current storm. The Bud Light volume decline in US over the first 3 weeks of April, as publicly reported, would represent around 1% of our global volumes for that period. So the question is this boycott even hurting the company? You gotta ask yourself that.
Yeah. I mean, I think, well, it's a company and they took preventive measures. We talked about it we talked about it, I don't know if it was last show or a couple of shows ago, how they fired people, they closed down certain departments and or factories.
In
So
the
of
US.
course, in the US, yeah. So of course, these are measures you take to prevent the negative consequences. So I'm not saying that there wasn't a negative consequence. I'm just saying maybe the shareholders, I haven't seen the numbers, but maybe the damage to the shareholders are minimal because of the preventive measures they took. All the sacrificial lambs that used to work there.
Yes, this is a business topic, guys. One thing you always do when you're running a business and you want to have a safe margin. In this case, they want to keep the margin up. What you do is you cut your fixed cost. That's the first thing you always do. Try to minimize the fixed cost. And in this case, they, as RJ already said, they remove the fixed cost by closing a couple of these
Departments or
factories.
factories.
Departments, factories. It even resulted, I think we talked about it last time. There was a department or a factory that was closed in Louisiana. And people were speculating that a certain person who walked into a store and walked out with a Bud Light like it was nothing, that could have been a former employee trying to get back some restitution.
Yeah.
Guys, go check out the playlist. You can see it. Bud Light Thief is only one risking it all for Bud as sales drop. That's the name of the clip. But yeah, so basically you remove your fixed cost and you still can keep the margin you have, which of course will not hurt your shareholders. So it's only 1%. If you look at the larger scale, it's not that much. Of course, if it continues on, it will become a problem. Right now, it's just a blip in the whole sphere. If you keep losing margin and you keep market share, of course, that will, of course, become a bigger problem at the end of the year because you got to close the books and the books might seem not so favorable.
Yeah.
For the shareholders, because of course we're going to talk more about the shareholders later on. Actually, we can talk about the shareholders right now. How's that going for the shareholders? So basically, if you take a look at the situation back in March, the brand was at $66 per share. After the big campaign, people started to panic, as they usually do, and it went down all the way to $53. And now they're back at 58. So it seems to be gradually growing. They trust the management team. to weather this storm like it's nothing. RJ,
Yeah. So you have, what did Starbucks say? When they fire the lady, you have peacetime leaders and you have wartime leaders.
yeah, they said it. That is, guys, go check out that. Just check out that show.
Yeah, that's the same thing. In that show, they fired the regional manager for
Yeah.
something that happened in a local store somewhere. I mean, she wasn't there. She wasn't the one. Actually, well, to go check out that show.
Yeah. She was
But
worth 25 million while she asked for 3 million.
yeah, she asked for 3. She didn't get it. I think she got with compensation 26.
26, yes.
But yeah, it's the same thing. You have peacetime leaders and you have wartime leaders. I personally know people who are always asked to enter into boards, either executive boards or supervisory boards of companies that aren't doing well. Because oftentimes these are people who are considered ruthless, people who are considered, or they're considered to be ruthless, they're considered to be
Just the best way to say it, that are willing to make the difficult decisions.